Thanks for joining me again today for another yin class. Before we start, make sure you have a couple of pillows, a blanket and a strap. Come into a comfortable sitting position, stretch your neck, stretch your shoulders, relax your hands and breathe deeply into the stomach, getting yourself prepared for the class ahead. Breathing in deeply through the nose and sighing out through the mouth. Feel your hip bones ground into the floor and feel the weight of your body. Keep your right foot tucked in towards your groin and start to straighten your left leg out towards the front of the mat. Use your hands to help yourself sit up nice and straight. Start to rotate your chest over your right knee, clasping your right knee with your left hand, using it as a lever to pull yourself back. As you inhale, grow taller, and as you exhale, twist a little bit further. If it's comfortable for your neck and back, you can look over your right shoulder, continuing the spiral of your spine. Come back to center and square your hips over your straight leg, inhaling and sitting up nice and tall before you fold forward over that straight leg. As you relax down, let the back round. You can reach for the foot if that's comfortable, or you can let your hands rest on the floor either side of your leg. You can let gravity do the work here, pulling you down towards the floor as you breathe passively in and out. As you hold this pose, you may feel your body becoming heavier and your muscles releasing into a deeper stretch. Slowly come back up. Switch legs, bringing the left foot in towards the groin and the right leg out straight towards your side. Using your hands to straighten your back, start to twist over your bent knee. Use your right hand on your left knee to help twist your torso towards the front of the mat. Ensure that both your hips are rooted down into the mat and that your right glute is not trying to lift away. Come back to center and switch sides, rotating your torso over your straight leg. Relax forward, letting gravity pull you down. You can hold the foot if it's comfortable, or rest your hands to either side of your leg, letting your head hang heavy. Slowly come back up to center, letting your head come up last. Bring your legs in front of you with your knees bent. Do a few windshield wipers side to side just to stretch out the hips and neutralize your lower back, ready for the next poses. You can do this in your own time, faster or slower than me, whatever feels good for your body. Next time your knees drop over to the right, keep them there. I want them to be in a kind of 90-90 position. So your right shin will be in line with the front of the mat and your left shin will be in line with the side. On your next inhale, twist further over your right thigh. Bring yourself into a spiral twist. You can stay up on your hands, or if you have the space, you can come down onto your forearms. remembering that there are props available if that feels good to you. Remember that we're going to be holding these poses for a while, so don't come to your absolute edge. Come to about 75 to 80% of your edge. Breathing deeply, exhaling and releasing into the stretch. If you want more of a stretch here, you can start to walk your left foot towards the back edge of the mat. This will increase the stretch through your hip flexor and your hip itself. Don't go too far, however, remembering that yin means to yield. You want to yield your body towards the ground without too much effort. Start to walk the foot back and push yourself back to a seated position, twisting back towards the edge of the mat. Repeat windshield wiper with your knees to release the lower back. Drop the knees to the left side and we're going to repeat, so bringing your legs into a 90-90 position, remembering that all bodies are different, so you may be at a slightly different angle, that's absolutely fine. Sit yourself up straight and then start to twist over the left thigh. Again, using props, staying on your hands or coming down to your forearms, letting gravity do most of the work for you. At this point, if you want some more stretch, you can start to move your right foot towards the back edge of the mat, increasing the stretch through the hip flexor and hip. If this starts to pinch in your lower back, please back off. We're not about going to our absolute edge here. We want a sustainable stretch that we can hold for a long period of time. Bring your foot back and start to come back up to a seated position. Once again, windshield wiping through the knees, stretching out your lower back and your thighs. They may feel slightly looser after the work that we've already done. Start to roll down onto your back, placing your feet on the floor and your hands on your hip bones. This will help you ensure that you have a neutral spine, the length of it pressing along the floor with a slight gap between your lower back and the mat. This is the natural position that the spine should lay in. Breathe deeply and steadily, letting the stomach expand on the inhale and deflate on the exhale. Let your shoulders melt down the back and into the mat. Grab hold of a block or a pillow and place it between your thighs. We're going to come into a simple spinal twist here, so let the knees fall over to the right with the block lightly between your thighs. You can rest your right hand on your thigh and let your left arm fall out to the side. Remembering you have props with you. You can use a pillow underneath your left shoulder if it's not touching the ground. This will ease some of the tension away from your neck. If you don't need that, you can just relax on the ground. If you're feeling like you want a little bit more of a stretch, you can remove the block from between your knees and rock over to the right hand side, one knee on top of the other, left arm stretched out, with your head rotating gently to look over your left shoulder. If you want to go to the next stage of this stretch, you can come back to centre and just gently cross the left knee over the right, and again drop the knees to the right hand side. You can use a block to prop the knees up if you can't go all the way to the ground. Please just do whatever's comfortable in your body, and again strive for 75 to 80% of your edge. You may find that the longer you stay in these poses, the deeper you can get. This is because the ligaments and tendons are releasing, and letting you go deeper and deeper based on your breath and the warmth in your body. We won't hold this for much longer, but twists are so beneficial to your organs and your whole body in general. It's really nice to try and stay in these and breathe deeply for as long as you possibly can. Come back up to centre, uncross the legs if you had them crossed. Just let the feet rest on the floor. You can knock the knees in to rest on each other for a minute if that feels good to you. Now we're going to repeat that on the second side. So regardless of what you did on the first side, please try and repeat it on the second. So if you started with the block between your legs, please do that first, dropping the knees over to the left hand side and stretching the right arm out. Again, propping the shoulder up with a pillow if that feels good, or just straight onto the floor if you have the space in your back and your shoulders. Coming back up to centre and repeating whichever pose you did on the other side, either knees together or crossed knees to continue the stretch. Breathe deeply into your lower body and your back body, expanding your ribs. Try to relax into stillness as much as possible, letting the fibres and ligaments and tendons release off of your muscles and relax down into the floor. Come back up to centre, placing both feet on the ground, and relax for a few breaths. Grab your strap or your towel or whatever you have to hand. Start to hook the ball of your left foot with your strap. Straightening your right leg out on the mat, or you can keep it bent and your right foot pressed into the floor, whatever feels good in your body today. Start to straighten the left leg as much as possible, pushing the ball of the foot into the strap. Transfer both sides of the strap into the right hand and start to bring the left leg across the body. You might not come very far, it's absolutely fine wherever you are, but if you can bring your leg towards the ground, you can prop it up on a block or a pillow and just start to relax down into the floor. This doesn't have to be as intense as it seems. As you breathe in, try to fill the stomach, letting it expand fully. If you have space in your body today, we're going to attempt a little bind. Start to bend the straight leg that's underneath you. So in this case, it should be your right leg. Start to bend it behind you and reach back with your left arm, just clutching onto the foot if you can reach. If you're straining in any way to hold onto this shape, please let go and just repeat what we've been doing before. Otherwise, relax down into the floor again, feeling a large opening through the chest and through the hips. Release the back foot, bend the top leg and start to come back to centre, unstrapping the ball of the foot. Bring your hands to your hip points and breathe, feeling the inhale and exhale against your hands. Now we're going to repeat that on the other side. Start to straighten out your left leg, hook the ball of the right foot and straighten, pushing the ball of the foot into the strap itself. Transfer the straps into the left hand and start to rotate across the body. Bringing the foot to the floor if you can, or propping it up on a block or pillow, or even on a chair if you have one available to you. Let your right arm open up towards the side and look over your right shoulder if it's comfortable for your neck, just continuing the spiral of your spine. Try to relax into that stillness, breathing deeply, using stomach breathing. Stay here, or if you did on the other side and you want to experiment with this side, start to bend the underneath leg, reach down with your right hand and grab that left foot. You can see here that I'm still able to relax my right shoulder down towards the floor. If your shoulder's coming up in any way or it feels like you're really straining, use either a pillow under your shoulder or release your foot and just continue with the basic stretch. Whether you're binding or not, you're still going to get a lot of benefits from this pose. Start to release that foot, bend the top leg and roll back onto your back. Rest your hands on your hip points and just take a few deep breaths to reset. Well done. You should be feeling quite wrung out in your torso and your hips. So now we're going to come into a nice restorative butterfly pose. Grab your blocks or pillows, bring your feet together and just let your knees open out towards the sides, resting down onto your blocks. You can bring your hands to the floor, your stomach or your inner thighs, wherever that feels comfortable for you. We're just going to stay here for our final relaxation, or if it's very uncomfortable for you, you can stretch out into Shavasana, maybe grab a blanket and a pillow and make yourself really comfortable. If you've got longer to stay here, then please do. I always recommend a nice long Shavasana to really benefit from the stretching that we've been doing today. If not, and you've only got the half an hour, start to come out of this position. Stretch out, bring your knees towards your chest, and roll over into a fetal position. Slowly make your way up to sit, letting your head come up last. Come into an easy cross-leg position. Roll your neck from side to side, just stretching out, waking your body back up. Bring your hands together in front of your heart. Stretch them up towards the sky on an inhale. And exhale, bring your hands back towards your chest. Thanks so much for joining me today. I hope to see you again next week.